Hey students, this is going to be a short video about how to do the Balance Scorecard. This is an assignment that you have for a final project for this class. And if you go into the Dropbox, you possibly will see this item here. It's called a template, and it's a couple of pages long. And the purpose and the process is for you to look at the data that is associated with your school over a period of 4 years. Now, I understand that Georgia no longer publishes anything to the report card anymore. I guess No Child Left Behind has allowed them to get away with this, and they're exempt from it, and so now they're coming up with some other apparatus to report scores of students in schools and things like that. I don't know what they're using. It's probably some acronym now, but if you notice the columns that I have created here, you've got the goal, and this is promotion and retention, the objective, and broken down by gender, students with disabilities, and race. And this is an example of just a school that I just came up with. You can create your school and the grades that your school has. So look at the performance measure from the final report cards. How many students out of the fifth grade, what percentage were promoted? What percentage of sixth graders were promoted? Seventh grade, how many females were promoted? How many males were promoted? Break it down into that. You can put that into different categories. And then the students with disabilities, how many were promoted? How many were retained? And then you can look at how it's broken down by race. So that's what you do for the percentage for 10, 11, and then 11 and 12. If you don't have 12 and 13, go back to 9 and 10. If you don't have 11 and 12, go back to 7 and 8. When I say go back, where do you go back to? Well, here's the website, and it's called the Georgia DOE website, Georgia Department of Education's homepage, and right here is report cards. Notice I'm pointing right at it. So I'll point at it again. It just disappeared. And there's report cards here. See report cards? And see, you can pick, look by state, district, or school. You can pick your school, and your school will pop up. Here, the Archer High School. And we can look at the information on this school. This is the school profile. This is the CTAE report. This is the No Child Left Behind and the AYP. I know these are going out and something new is coming in, but we can still look at that data. It's still around. Notice you can also see a lot of test data here. End of course tests for the various tests. It's also broken down for all students, and then it's also broken down for Archer for all the students. In regard to the Asians, the blacks, the Hispanics, the Native Americans, the whites, the multiracial, the males, the females, the students with disabilities, the students without disabilities, the limited English speaking students, the economically disadvantaged, the not economically disadvantaged, the migrant students if they're available. So you can look at all that information there just on the end of course test. If you look at indicators such as possible, this is the Hope Scholarship. If you wanted to create a category for that, welcome to it. A Balance Scorecard is designed to give out lots of quick information for your stakeholders to look at a glance. It should be no longer than 3 to 4 pages at the most. I usually did mine on a front and a back if I could squeeze it all in there. I used various methods. Sometimes I used tables. Sometimes I used Publisher. I used various things. It also has a thing called the retention. This is the retention of Archer High School in Gwinnett County. This is the graduation rate. This is the dropouts. This is the attendance. So I can look at all kinds of information just from the school report card at this site. Now, let me show you back what the front page of this might look like. And this is the form again, or the document. And you can notice that I broke it down. Now, my example was 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. And my each one of you are going to have one that's going to be different because you all are at different schools. You're all in administrative or leadership roles. So it's important for you to understand how to disaggregate the data and look at trends over a period of years. I'm not looking at trends for months, but periods of years. So I know that probably 12 and 13 is probably not even going to be reported in the Georgia DOE. Don't ask me why they don't put it up there anymore, but they don't. Some probably reason because of No Child Left Behind got dropped. But you can go back farther than 2011. You can go back farther than 2010. You can go back farther than 2009, and you can put those trends in there. And if you can find any information about the actual current data, that would be very helpful. I mean, I don't know why you can't find data that's recent. It should be available if you know what your student, if your school's doing anything. They of course are testing students, and if they are testing students, what are they doing with the data? Well, the data can be placed in a balanced scorecard for everyone to see, and so that's what I want you to do in this project. It's not. I'm not asking you to be so detailed that you have to give me the names of students. I don't want any names of students. I don't want any names of teachers. Just the name of the school and where you found the data from. That would be the best thing. Now, I also know that there's also a couple of websites on the Georgia Department of Education. Apparently, they're I don't like to put them down, but they are changing a lot of things. And there's one called Assessment Data that someone told me about. You might be able to find that in here somewhere as well. I think it's called Georgia Assessments. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. I found it. It's called the Georgia Department of Education, the CRCT statewide scores, and you can look at things such as state summaries from 2013, school summaries from 2013. So it goes all the way down to 2007 in this page. 2007, 2008, 2009, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Let's look at the school summaries. All right, it just downloaded it for me, so I'm going to have to pull it up. I'll go to downloads and see what's there. Hold it. Okay, now I've got, I opened up this download. It's an Excel file of 4th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade just on the CRCT. Let's go to the 8th grade. So I'm going to open up the 8th grade. I probably can see, it'll probably show me schools and how they did. Look at this. It's got the name of the school. It's got the name of the school here that you can see, all the way down the county, whatever. Let's go to a school that I used to be the principal of. All right, this was Muskogee County, and we'll look at Muskogee at Blackman Road Middle School, and we can look at the number tested, 244 in reading. 200. Their mean score was 348. 2% did not meet. 43% did meet, and this was the year 2013, so that would be 1213. Exceeded 54. Met or exceeded 98%. So as you can see, there's information there. Now I can also scoot over a little bit and I can look at the ELA, English Language Arts, and then I can bring in some more information, hopefully. Looks like I went too far. Social studies, science, mathematics. I can look at mathematics for that same school and find out how they did, and look at the numbers over here, the number for that just for the year 2013. Then if I go back to that same website here, I can go back and look at things on school summary for 2012, and then 2013, 11, and then 2010. So there's not, please don't think there's no data out there to create your balanced scorecard. There's a million tons of data for you to create a balanced scorecard for your school. If you don't know how to find it, call me and I'll try to walk you through the steps on this video, and we'll see if we can help you find the data for your school and find out what the test scores were and see if we can break it down a little bit. Some of this right here does not break it down into demographics as well as we'd like it to, but it's close enough if you'd have to look at the report cards to find out more specifically, looking at different gaps that might be in the in between different groups. So that's how you do your Balance Scorecard. It will look like this will be all completed. You might highlight specific areas that you see are troubling to you, where you see something that might really be a focus, and later on that would be something that you would focus your school improvement plan on focusing on those weaknesses and sharing with parents what you're going to do as a school to address those students who aren't learning. And that's the key of the Balance Scorecard. Notice I've also got this down by climate, and some of you told me that y'all do climate surveys. Those are really important as well. What is the climate like in your school? That's very helpful for a Balance Scorecard as well.